Hey y'all, this is Ghost. So this is a doll repaint video, but the first part is going to be an unboxing because the doll that I'm going to be using in this video just arrived today and I just kind of want to do an unboxing. So yeah. Here is the package. Now let's get opening. Okay, so I bought someone's hair adorables doubles off the internet again. They're both the same character. They're both Callie. So I'm gonna be repainting one of them. So obviously this is a repaint video. What am I talking about? So yeah, I'm just gonna get them out of the bag now. There's not much to talk about. You know, my previous hair adorables purchase was also secondhand, but it didn't come with any of these cards and stuff. This is actually quite thoughtful. So these are both Callie's from season 1, I believe, and the stickers she comes with are pretty much the same, except for these ones are a little bit different. I really like the stickers. I've been seeing them on online unboxings, and I've always thought they were cute. So I'm kind of glad I have them. She also has the character card. Apparently she's a tech wizard. I don't know anything about any of these characters, so yeah. So I should probably put them together. Notice this one comes with a hair extension. Does that mean she's a rarer doll or something? I have a feeling I've heard about that somewhere. But yeah, these are both dolls put together, and I guess this one wears glasses. Yeah, that's pretty cute. And this one comes with a robot dog, and this one comes with a Segway, which I think is cute. Obviously, I'm going to be customizing one of them. By the way, the one I'm customizing is this one. But I'm gonna be trading outfits because I don't really like how this outfit looks. It looks like it doesn't even match the character. So I'm gonna be giving her this outfit, and I feel like I'll give her the shoes as well. I feel like I can use the shoes for the custom. Trade the outfits and also style the doll a little bit before moving on to the custom. I realized that there's binary code on the clip, which is a very nice detail. Yeah, dolls these days are starting to lose their detail, so I'm glad that they're doing this kind of thing. I think I'll put the hair extension in the doll that I'm going to be keeping as well, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so apparently I can't decide which side to put this on. You know what, I'm gonna try this side again because it seems like the clip wants to go on this side. Maybe I'll put a lot of hair in here and maybe it'll stay. That her card has her with pigtails, so I decided to give her pigtails. Her hair really isn't rooted to go up, and it isn't really rooted to be split either, but yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. She looks really cute, and I wanted her to look very different from Willow, so that looks quite nice. She also has two accessories now because I'm using the other one, so she has the Segway and the robot dog, which I think is nice. So yeah. Now that I've thoroughly enjoyed dressing up my new Hair Adorables edition, let's start with the custom. Alright, so it's customization time. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this drawing on my Instagram. If not, please follow me on Instagram because I post almost all of my doll concepts on there, and you will know which ones I'll be making next. Anyway, I posted this concept on there a while ago, And yeah, as you can see, it's someone you may all recognize. I'm part of a My Hero Academia doll collab, and I decided to make everyone's least favorite grapey boy. Except I gender swapped him because the doll that I'm going to be using is going to be a Hairdorable, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna change his character a little bit, so yeah, say hi to gender swapped Mineta. I thought of this concept after I saw the lot on a online secondhand shop, so I decided that I was gonna buy it and I was gonna make this doll. So let's get started. She's already had all of her accessories removed. Her hair is out of the way, although I think I'll mask it off a little bit further. I've got some of this yellow ribbon. It's very thick ribbon. It used to be a different color that I colored yellow, but I think it'll work quite well. It shows up as like a golden yellow on camera, but it's actually more of like a lime green in real life. And I think this is a good nod to the original doll that I'm using. So I think I'll just use that as is. I also have this knit purple fabric that I want to use. I feel like I can use this silvery gray ribbon as fabric for the pleated skirt. And I think I can use this thinner blue ribbon as the purple barrier. I'll just need to paint it a different color. And I'm going to be using the unused shoes from the lot as the boots. And for this repaint, I'm going to be using acrylic paint only. No MSC, no watercolor pencils, maybe a little chalk, I don't know yet. Definitely going to be using Mod Podge sealant, but other than that, I'm going to be using just those supplies. So first things first, I took a plastic bag and completely sealed away her hair. I also used some masking tape to hold the bottom part in place, and also used pins to hold the plastic bag firmly against her hairline, because that part is kind of important in this repaint. So that's the first thing that I did. Now I'm not going to start repainting her immediately. I want to save that for last because I don't want to ruin anything. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start making her clothes. Now in the original concept you can see that I gave her a bodysuit, but I don't think that's gonna work. So, I think I'll make her some leggings and maybe a top, or maybe like a jumpsuit that'll go from her legs all the way to her torso. But I don't think I'll make the sleeves given how tiny her arms are. So that's the first thing that I'll do. Doll as a guide here. I'm kind of just getting a rough estimate of how much of the fabric that I need. I think I need about that much. There you go. I'm going to cut off the seam of this shirt because it's going to be too thick to use. If it's a bigger doll, I would probably leave the seam on so I can use it so that I won't have to hem it. But since this is fabric that doesn't fray, I'm just going to cut it off. I'm also going to cut off this seam because that's also too thick to use. Then I'm going to place the doll inside and match up the fabric to where everything has to go. Actually, let's not place it inside. I'm still figuring things out as I go because this is my first time customizing a Hairdorable doll. Their heads are so big. So I'm just going to trace her body out on this fabric real quick. Here I folded that in half, and I think if I just give this fabric a quick trim. Alright, so this is what I've got here, and I'm just going to sew around the lines, try it on the doll, and then just eventually tighten it to the point that it looks like a skin-tight bodysuit, and that's basically what I'm going to do. I feel like the legs are too long. I'll adjust the fabric as I go on. So I've put the rough sewn situation on the doll. Obviously I made it too big so that I can gradually shrink it down so that it fits her more like a bodysuit. So I'm just gonna make some more lines and see how that fits. So here's the finished bodysuit, and I've also put on the boots and also this temporary skirt just to see how it would look with those things. I feel like I'll make the skirt shorter, kind of like this length, so that more of the bodysuit is visible, but I think this looks good. And it's not going to look like it's a sleeveless top because I'm going to have this over here around her neck, kind of like this, so it's not going to be visible anyway. So I think that's good. And I'm also going to be painting on some gloves because there's no way I can make anything. So yeah, and I'm not going to paint on sleeves. I feel like seeing a little bit of her arms is a good addition. So yeah, what should I do next? So I traced the skirt from earlier onto a piece of paper, and I'm just going to measure this to the doll and shorten it as needed. So I've traced the pattern that I made onto a sheet of wax paper, so I'm just gonna cut it out. Alright, so my plan is that I'm gonna be cutting out pieces of these, of the silver ribbon, and I'm gonna be sort of gluing them to the wax paper so that it makes sort of a pleated skirt look. I'm just gonna glue like the sides together so that it won't get too stiff, or maybe I'll just glue the tops and sew the sides later. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but basically I just want to briefly tack them together, and the ends don't have to be too even. I just want to get this done, and I can just neaten up the edges later. I'm just going to measure this ribbon against the pattern and just cut out a good size and just make many pieces of that. Alright, so that looks good. Unlike the yellow ribbon, because of the nature of it being dyed and stuff, this one frays quite a bit, so I'm just going to take some fray check and check the edges nice and gently. I don't think they're going to be permanent edges, but I'm just going to get that done. Alright, so the skirt looks like this, and I haven't sewn the edges together, but honestly I think it works fine, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So what I'm going to do to attach it is first I'm going to sew this piece of elastic onto one of the edges, and then I'm going to bring the other edge over and then like tightly stretch it and then sew it on the other side. Or wait, I don't want to tightly stretch it, I just want to make it relaxed. Yeah, like I said, I'm still figuring things out as they go, so I'm just going to take the relaxed elastic and then sew it on like this so that I can stretch it like this so I can sort of stretch it over the doll's waist, I guess. Okay, so that elastic approach did not work, so I've decided to try something else. I decided to take a much thinner piece of ribbon and sort of glue the ribbon onto the waistband of the skirt so I can tie it behind the doll's back. That will probably work a lot better. So here I have the skirt and some purple acrylic paint. I'm just going to paint that over the strip of ribbon around the waistband. Now I'm just going to go over the boots with white paint so that it's not going to be hard to paint them yellow. Alright, so it shows up as bright yellow on camera, but I mixed in a little bit of blue into my yellow acrylic paint to match the color of the cape, so it's more of a lime green in real life. Now I'm going to use this to paint the boots. So now I'm just going to take the remainder of the purple paint and paint on her mask. Also going to be using the remaining yellow paint to add highlights to her eyes because I feel like they're a little bit too green and I want to make them a little bit more yellow. So I've masked off the parts of her arms that I don't want to paint, and I'm going to be using the yellow paint to paint the rest of her arms. Alright, so here are her shoes. I decided to sculpt the details because I didn't want them to go to waste. So I painted them with the purple that I've been using for her mask and for her skirt. And I also added some silver for buckles, and then I repainted the soles of the shoes black again. I realized that now that I compare it to the actual black paint that I used, it was more of a dark purple. But anyway, yeah, I think this looks pretty good, so that's what I'm going to stick with. And I haven't been able to do a lot of this on screen, but here's the doll now. I decided to cover up her eyebrows. It just looked really weird. I'm going to give her new eyelashes later. I've also painted her arms yellow. They're still a bit patchy, so I'm probably going to go in with a few more layers. But once that's done, her gloves will be done, and then I'm going to repaint her face a little bit more. Alright, so I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I just took off the masking tape and noticed something really cool. Because of the sheer amount of layers of paint that I used, it actually looks like there's like a thin layer of something on her skin and that she's wearing gloves. That's pretty cool. That wasn't intentional, but I like it. I really do, because it looks like she's wearing gloves instead of her part of her body being painted. I re-sketched in her eyebrows to see if that will help, because she kind of looks weird right now, and it definitely does. So I'm going to mix up some paint and paint on some eyebrows. I also don't like the hot pink in her lips, so I'm gonna mix some brown with the purple that I used for her mask, and I'm going to sort of make it more like a nude lipstick, so I'm gonna do that. Right, so I think this is her finished face up. I do like how it looks. Her lipstick turned out to be a little bit more grayish purple than brown, but I do like how it looks, so I'm going to stick to it. So let us release her from her hair burrito. Might need pliers for this. So now I'm just going to put most of her costume on to see how it looks before styling her hair. I also don't know if I want to gloss her eyes yet. They are quite shiny because I used acrylic paint, but it might make them look a little bit smoother. So I'm still on the fence about it, but we'll see. So, the lipstick kept peeling off, so I just removed it after trying to reapply it a couple times. And, I still don't like the hot pink lipstick, but it's gonna have to do it for me. So now I want to start styling her hair. I'm going to be using these yellow hair bands that I have, and I want to put them into little buns. I know I have them divided into tinier buns, but feeling her hair, I don't know if it'll be possible. I'll try, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so the buns actually worked out pretty well. It's better than the ponytails because the stray hairs from the buns actually cover up any of the parts that I make, so it looks like she has a much fuller root, which she really doesn't. So yeah, I really like how this looks. So here is the completed doll, and I am actually quite proud of this. I love how it turned out. She looks very cute. Now, many of you may be wondering why the hell I decided to make such an unlikable character. That's actually because I genuinely enjoy him as a character. I mean, yeah, he's weird and creepy sometimes, and honestly, there's not much redeeming qualities to him. I just like him because I feel like there can be redeeming qualities about him. I mean, like, his pervertedness can be treated like a fatal flaw, like Bakugo's anger issues or Deku being very naive. And I really want them to treat it like that rather than a punchline. And I'm just hoping that he'll get the character development that he deserves eventually. But for now, I just wanted to make this doll. Also wanted to show some support to the creators of the anime and the manga because there's a lot of crap going on recently, at least as of filming this video. I don't know when this video is going to be going up, but as of filming this video, there's a whole lot of drama going on, and it's really stupid drama as well that has like no credibility or anything. So I wanted to show some support to the creators and show some love to the characters from the show and the manga. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!